Welcome, welcome. If you can hear me. Okay, I had to change the settings. Welcome. If you can hear me, let me know. Hey, I'm in a live stream. I'm gonna call you back. Sorry about that, guys. One of my artists called me, so I gotta put my phone on silent anyway. All right, let me see. Let me check the chat. Okay, everybody can hear me. So let me light one of my cigars. I think I'll go with a Connecticut wrapper today. I don't want to be put to sleep again. Yeah, I was supposed to live stream a little bit earlier, but I took a nap. I'll be honest with you. I fell asleep. But my life doesn't depend on streaming like Andrew Wilson's does. But today the topic will be about Andrew Wilson's wife having some colorful words for Millionaire Bachelor. You know, as I light my cigar, one thing I'm going to tell you, you can tell that, the whole Andrew Wilson and Rachel Wilson thing is a grift. And not only is it a grift, the reality is you never in a million years, and this is for any one of you gentlemen, you never frontline a war and have your woman in that war. Any woman that Millionaire Bachelor is near, she's put up. You guys will never even know about her or even know she exists, because that's what you really do when you're a leader. You don't put your wife in harm's way. You know what I mean? And that's number one. And number two, the person that you're dealing with, that's supposedly your wife and cooks and cleans and does all this stuff for you, she shouldn't want to be in any toxic situations. That is the sign that's a sign that the woman is not, I wouldn't say I would just say that's the sign that a woman is really trashy. Individuals that want to engage in messy situations or want to be involved in war or want attention, that is a sign of a low class woman, like extremely low class. No woman that I deal with would ever, be seen in the middle of anything. That's just not their reality. So you have to ask yourself, why is this woman inserting herself inside of a situation? Because she's a messy woman. Um, and she has 3 baby daddies. She's upset about that. I understand you allow 3 dudes to, nut inside of you and you're a Jimmy Wrangling jizz bucket. I get it. So let me show you the comments that she said about me. One of my bachelors sent me a screenshot. Shout out to Psychologist Bachelor. I'm going to show you the screenshot here. Rachel Wilson says, 100 Air Bachelor. Rachel Wilson says, so many mansion, so many mansion, he's something about not realizing which mansion and which state I'm in or something like that. That was her comeback to me. Here's the reality, Rachel Wilson. And I'm pretty sure we can agree on one thing. We can agree on the fact that your husband has to hop on live to make money, to pay for your one home. I think we all can agree, because you doxed me, so you know what my home looks like. I think we all can agree that my mansion is probably 1,000 times better than whatever fucking bumblehole house that you have. I think we all can agree on that one. Even the neighborhood of Society Hill is a far wealthier area than wherever the fuck you're at in Michigan. I mean, I can tell you that for sure. The price per square foot in your house is probably like 99 cents. So that's number one. Number two, You called me 100-aire, but you doxed the home. You doxed the mansion. You can see the sale price on it. You know what I purchased it for. So you can't say I'm 100-aire. So that doesn't make any sense. And I just find it really ironic how, Andrew Wilson, he's, close to Canada, Michigan, and all of the doxers that I know of, they're doxing from Canada. They're doxing from Canada. The reality is you want to be involved in this situation because you want to be the center of attention. You got to think about it. The situation that Andrew Wilson is in a horrible situation. And I'm going to tell you why it's a horrible situation. It's a horrible situation for a man to be involved in because Andrew Wilson was the high school sweetheart, supposedly, right? So that means that she ran through all these cocks, she made her negative decisions, and she knew what? She knew that Andrew Wilson was the cuck she could fall back on. You can't do that with Millionaire Bachelor. Bitch, if you didn't choose me, then I wasn't chosen. Millionaire Bachelor is a different caliber of individual. I'm going to say that again. Andrew Wilson was supposed to be the high school sweetheart who had to come back and clean up the nut on aisle 16. Millionaire Bachelor doesn't do that. I don't take it would be one thing if it was sloppy seconds, but goddamn, you took sloppy thirds. You were third in line. You were third in line. You were third in line. There is no woman that is a Christian and that is a homemaker that wants to be involved with messy shit. When you frontline a war, your bitch is supposed to be in the house. Put the fuck up. When you're frontlining a war, your woman shouldn't even be anywhere near the battlefield. That's how I know you don't have any morals. I know you don't have any standards. Because only a pussy only a pussy will put up a photo of the front of somebody's house. That's a pussy move. I'm just being honest with you. I mean, a part of me is happy that you did it so people can actually see that, how big my mansion is. But the other part of me is saying that's still a pussy move, dude. Even on the live, when I show this side view from the garden, he's like, "Oh man, that looks like an apartment building." No, bitch. That's just how big this shit is. That's how fly Millionaire Bachelor is. It's 4 stories tall. 4 stories, not 1, not 2, not 3, but fucking 4. How many stories is your house? It's probably a fucking bungalow. Are you kidding me? It's like I'm going to war with the fucking hillbillies. It's like I'm going to war with messy ass fucking hillbillies. But let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something, motherfucker. I'm tested in every regard. You think that I was going to be scared because you showed the front of my house? No, that's just going to make me more and more excited about the situation because you're not dealing with a regular individual. You're dealing with an individual that is very calculated and also that likes smoke. I want all the smoke. I love the smoke. I don't run from the smoke. I run towards the smoke. That's the difference. Only my bitches put up. You had to clean up the nut of 3 dudes. Oh yeah, back to Rachel because this is about her. You cum guzzling, Jimmy wrangling, fat, backwood, 2 neck having, cum bucket of an individual. How dare you? I am something that your husband will never be. I am an individual that does not pick up sloppy seconds. Damn sure doesn't pick up sloppy thirds. That's what you are. You guys tried to hide the fact. You guys tried to hide the fact that you have 3 baby daddies. It would have been in his best interest to not even fucking introduce you. But then you got to think about it. Andrew Wilson was willing to risk his own career by what is it? Andrew Wilson was willing to risk his own career to bring a whore online and platform her. That lets you know how much of a sucker he is and a simp. He even said in the interview, yeah, I was a little bit emotional about it. And, I loved her. Oh my God, fuck love. If you got nutted in 3 times and got fucking 4 or 5 kids, that love is over, bitch. You made your decisions. You made your bed. You got to fucking lay in it. You're wifing up a whore. You're platforming a whore. And you were the fucking last person she ran to. That's the reality. Rachel, why was he the last person? Why wasn't he the first person? If he was a high school sweetheart and you loved him so much, why did you go and chase those other nuts? The world may never know. How dare you talk about Millionaire Bachelor? How dare you? Bitch, we are not the same. We are not the same. But like I was saying, we're not the same. And this shows my character. Here's the thing. Here's my character. My character is this. I could sue you. I could harm you. I could take your YouTube channel down. I could do a lot of shit just from you doxing me. And I didn't do that pussy move like you did. I'm showing my character. Because everybody says, oh, he didn't dox you. If you show the front of somebody's fucking mansion, you are doxing them, dude. If you felt some type of way, you shouldn't have posted that picture. And I'm showing my character. And everybody's not noticing it. See, everybody thinks it's fun and games, but no, like that's serious civil penalties when you dox them, when you like dox somebody's home. And I didn't even come at him for that. Why? Because I live an awesome life already. I don't need your fucking money. That's how much money I do have. It's not going to make me, feel any more happy. We're on a different level. Even from a what is it? Even from a goddamn just moral perspective. You claim to be this Christian, but at the end of the day, you're wifing a 2-chin blonde whore. That was the best you can get. That was the best you can get. You allowed the chick to circle back to you, and you hid it. You hid the fact that your wife has 3 baby daddies. If you're a Christian, you should have led with that. But you can't, because that's not no Christian shit. That's some backwoods ghetto fucking behavior. Oh yeah, this is just my wife. She has 3 baby daddies. So yeah, you allowed a chick to come back in your life. Rachael Wilson, you went back into his life when you ran out of options, because clearly he was the third in the line. And if he was so much of the man, he should have been the first. You are a whore. You have 3 baby daddies. That is just the reality. I'm not saying anything that any person does with common sense doesn't know. Everybody with common sense understands that getting married 3 times and having 3 different baby daddies is a fucking L. There is no W in that. Your life is literally a joke. And Andrew Wilson, how can I put it? Your legacy is done. You don't have any legacy. She has more balls than you do. She has more balls than you do. You're the person that's supposed to have 6 kids with 3 different women. That's supposed to be you. She really has the dick. That's supposed to be you. You're supposed to be spreading that seed. She's getting seed spread inside of her. And we're supposed to be, come on, dude. You opened up this can of worms. Rachel, you opened up the can of worms when you when you said something about Millionaire Bachelor and my lifestyle. Bitch, look at my fucking lifestyle. You're going to be really upset when I get that other camera lens to show the whole entire office space. This is my lifestyle. I record from from inside of my fucking home. You doxed it, so you know what it looked like. Okay. Shout out to Don Julio's, always showing love. Listen, everything that you guys give, it'll either go to camera equipment or I might do a scholarship for what is it? I might do a scholarship for adopted kids. I might do that for adopted kids. I think that's something that Andrew Wilson should do. So I'm gonna create a scholarship for adopted kids, or I'll use it on camera equipment. I'm not gonna use any of this money on my personal stuff. But that's what I should do. I should do something like a scholarship for adopted kids, and then go live on air. I should say something about Andrew Wilson's wife because she's a cum guzzling whore. All right. Andrew Wilson. As for Andrew, my boy, based Oracle called him a liar and a grifter in a debate. I mean, listen, people are not understanding what I'm saying. If you dox somebody, then that means that you are worse than a liar and a grifter. Like doxing is in the content creation space, doxing is like it's like not worse than murder, but doxing is like damn close. Like doxing is just like pretty like scumbag level behavior. Like I received at least like 10 messages from other content creators saying like, yo, what the fuck? He did this? Yo, shout out to Guillermo Williams. Appreciate you, brother. You always come through and show love. Appreciate you. What's good, bro? Just chilling. Just woke up not too long ago. I had a nap. I took a fucking nap. Audible, everything good. Shout out to you, Bash. Shout out to you. Don Juan. Let's fucking go, MB. Of course, man. Listen, you already know. Andrew Wilson is watching. I know his bitch ass is watching. Let me see. Don Juan says 100. She wants attention. There's no way Wilson can win this. Laugh out loud. They're both coping. Yeah, that's the reality. Andrew Wilson, if you are watching this, the reality is, number one, you are married to an attention-seeking whore. Because, again, there's no woman that I'm going to deal with that will ever be involved in a war. And maybe you might say to yourself, hey, this is not a war. Then that will mean that you're fucking stupid because you literally posted the front of my house. The front of my mansion. That is a war. But even if you don't think it's a war, the chicks that I deal with would not even be remotely involved with any internet drama or any in real life drama. My bitches are put up. They don't worry about that type of shit. That's number one. And number two, they don't want to chase clout. Like I don't date women that chase clout. Not only did you marry a single mother with 3 baby daddies, she chases clout. Like that's the worst thing ever. She's in the comments talking about Millionaire Bachelor. That's just low etiquette. Completely low etiquette. Like, women that I deal with don't even do that. But then again, I don't deal with women that have 3 different baby daddies. I just don't. All right, next. All might let them, but tell them not to privatize the video. Well, here's the thing, Don Juan. He has to privatize the video because doxing somebody's home is a crime. Like, this is what I'm trying to illustrate to you guys. Like, doxing somebody's home is not like, it's not just funny. It's actually literally a crime. Like, you can't do it. In some states, it's an outright crime. In most states, you have to go to civil litigation. And if he posts the video of him, showing the front of my mansion, then what's going to happen is that's going to be all the proof that anybody would need in the court of law. So he's going to keep that video hidden. And if he doesn't, he's a moron. Laugh, I lost my head. Of course. He privates all his videos and posts on his website to evade strikes. His old channel got mass reported by trolls and got demonetized. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. to be honest with you, I think it's a good idea to privatize your videos. The only thing I'm pointing out is he's not able to comment on this situation and show what he did, because that would be admitting that he doxed somebody, which is not, it's not a legal thing. Like, is everybody crazy? Am I crazy? Am I only the crazy one here? Like, doxing somebody, taking a picture of the outside of their mansion and showing the internet for thousands and thousands of people, that's not legal. In some states is outright illegal, and in some states it's civil. Like, you know, it's a civil matter. You know, anybody can say, "Oh, I was caused pain and suffering because now I have to watch over my shoulder. I had to increase my security." That's on you because you did it. So what I'm saying is he can't come out and repost the video because he doxed me. If he does, then he's admitting to doing something wrong. Regardless of what he does with his other videos, it doesn't fucking matter. I'm just telling you what he can't do and what he won't do, because he's a bitch. I bash. People will do everything except the truth. Exactly. The truth is, Rachel, you have 3 baby daddies. That is confirmed. You cannot get away from it. And we created a shirt for you too. It's over at millionairebachelor.com. We created a shirt for you. Trust me, we didn't show your face because it's too ugly for the t-shirt. So we blocked out your face and we put iCox. It says iCox on the t-shirt. And under it, iCox, it says 3 baby daddies. I just accurately described you. So yeah, I think it will be nice for you to do it. And then it has the husband t-shirt called iDox, IDOXX. And it might have a silhouette of Andrew's face. I'm not too sure. And under that, it says, liar and grifter. Yeah, it does. Because all of this started, I might add, because he promised to go on a helicopter ride over Alaska. So I had contacted my people, spent a couple of dollars doing that. And he was trying to lie to his people because he wanted to seem like a cool person. But in reality, he wasn't down for the smoke. So that's how it all started. It all started from his lie, Mr. Christian here. And if Millionaire Bachelor is so broke, then how is Millionaire Bachelor able to get private helicopter rides from, you know, private services and goddamn pilots to go fly over Alaska just to look at fucking wolverines? Like, I don't understand. Like, broke people don't do that shit. And I had everything set up, cameraman, everything, and this guy kept running. He ran for damn near close to a year. Not only did he run for a year, here is the truth. This is not the first time they attempted to dox me. This is the second time well, this time they actually fully doxed it. But the first time they looked at my swimming pool, and it was girls at my swimming pool from a different video. And they pulled up the image of the girls, and they said, "Who are these girls?" They were trying to find the girls on the internet. These are serious creepers. These guys are seriously, like, just creepy, like, for real. But what they don't understand is you're fucking with a person that doesn't give a fuck. Okay, next. Mass report for what? Yeah, I don't know why he was mass reported. But if anybody, you guys can shed light on that. But tonight it's about the cum guzzler, known as Rachael Wilson. Yeah. Honestly, I think Andrew Wilson married the woman because he came in life to the point when he realized that this is one of the best options that he may get in the situation with age and lifestyle. I mean, that's crazy. If your best option is a single mother with 3 baby daddies, that's a pretty horrible lifestyle. You know, I would definitely say, like, you need to rethink that and rethink your life and your life decisions. Millionaire Bachelor will never wife up a single mother. I think it was during 2020 when a bunch of channels were demonetized because of a mass reporting spree. Not sure the reason. Okay, nice. Shout out to Don Juan. Rachel, you wrote a book against feminists, yet you're asking for it like a feminist. Remember your darling, you're dealing with Isabella DeLuca. Learn from mistakes. Yeah, I mean, listen, her talking points are really from Andrew's talking points, and not because she respects him. The only reason why she uses Andrew's talking points is because people believe it. Like, he actually has like a following of individuals that don't see anything wrong with single mothers, getting married to a woman with 3 children. His following doesn't see anything wrong with that. My following clearly knows that that's a recipe for disaster. And yeah, no, that's a no-go. Don Juan says 100, 100, my dude, to Psychologist Bachelor. And also, that's another thing. Shout out to the Bachelors. Appreciate you guys all for coming in. We have a really cool Bachelors group. If you guys want to goddamn, If you guys want to join the Bachelors, let me know. We're in training session right now for the current Bachelors that we have. They're going to be graduating on September the 27th. I platform all of the Bachelors, so they have, the Bachelor name going forward. If any Bachelor wants to come on the camera, want to talk, they're able to do that. We also have a knowledge base, so it's a knowledge transfer. How much does it cost? $0. Unlike all of these other people that are charging $500 for you to go just to, talk to them and all that bullshit. The reason why it's $0 is because I care about you actually believing in the message versus giving me the money, because I actually don't need it. I don't need the money. I'm sorry. Unlike these guys. I was supposed to go live today at 8. I fell asleep. I'm sorry, but my life doesn't depend on streaming. Unlike these other people, their life actually depends on streaming. I'm kicking all of these guys' ass with like one hand, and the other hand tied behind my back, because this is the realest shit that anybody's ever seen. Nobody's seen a motherfucker come into this space and they're like, "Oh, I don't need the money." You know how rare that is? Not only did I come into the space and say I don't need the money, I came into the space and assembled a fucking team behind me of individuals that believed in my message, and I platformed them. I platformed the individuals that believed in my message. That's how much I didn't give a fuck about the money. And when I platformed them, I didn't ask them for any money. Only thing I told them, you got to get a mask because I don't want you guys to be out here, with your face out here. So who's real? I come into the internet not asking for money. He comes into the internet asking for money. And on top of that, he already told you guys he's broke. He's trying to pay off a house. He said it. He said it in an interview. I'm not one of those guys that are go ahead and overly post videos. My format is just more talking. So if you guys want to go see that, go look at the video in which he did it. It's on the page. All right. At all might be something the lefties, the gens, who just straight hate him on his talking points. I'm not sure what that means, but shout out to you, Psychologist Bachelor. But he just recently, like not even a couple of months ago, started to private/put the videos onto his website. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really follow the guy, so I don't know what he does. But I know if he puts the doxing video on his website, then he'll be pretty stupid for that. Don Juan, JC, why would they do that? Okay. Most of them private. The YouTube is pretty strict. Okay. All right. I mean, you guys are talking. Let me see something. Oh, shout out to my man 007 Bachelor. Appreciate you, man. 007 Bachelors is from the second group of Bachelors, which is the second wave Bachelor, the TSW Bachelors. He just graduated not too long ago. And that's another thing. All of the people that are in the Bachelors team, you don't have one Bachelor that talks shit on me. If it was that Millionaire Bachelor is not this and not that, why is my whole team just holding steady? Because they all believe in the message. They all believe in the message. And as I told you guys before, somebody from Andrew Wilson's camp asked to work for me. After he doxed me, somebody from Andrew Wilson's camp was like, "Yo, man, let me work for you." That's how hot my shit is. They know his shit is not hot because what the fuck do you have? You're just a motherfucker that get online and talk. I'm a motherfucker that gets online and talk, but I got shit to back it up. Okay. Okay, you guys are talking together. All right, yeah. So let me get back into what I was saying. So back to you, Jimmy wrangling, two chin having bitch. Why? Only thing I just need to know, and then I'll get off of you. Only thing I need to know from you, Rachel, is why did you fail so many times, and why'd you go back to Andrew? Was it because he was the only person that was going to listen to your stories and believe who you are? Jesus Christ, Andrew Wilson. Really? You fell for it? Really? You fell in love with the kids that were from somebody else? And this guy's a fucking joke. This guy's a fucking joke. I know people. Coming from impoverished neighborhoods, I know people who date single mothers. I know people who do it. And those are literally they're low tier people. They're low, and they'll tell you they're low tier people. I do not know anybody, even from the impoverished area that I came from growing up, that would openly admit that their wife has 3 baby daddies. I mean, that is beyond poverty level. Because one thing we know for sure, you like to get nutted in. One thing we know for sure, you like that warm semen between your legs. That's the one thing that we know for sure. You love it. You're I can't say it on YouTube. Let me create a word for it. Huh. It's something pie. I can't say it. Okay, yeah. Oh, you're a sea pie. You're a sea pie lover. Anybody who knows what I'm talking about knows what I'm talking about. But it's just a promiscuous woman that likes, individuals to kind of jizz inside of them. But that's what you are, because that's the one thing that we know for certain. And you like it from different men. It happened with one man, you thought it was okay. Then you fell in love or whatever it was with another man. And then Andrew Wilson is the third man. Third man. Sea pie lovers, man. This is why I'm telling you that Andrew Wilson is a cuck. Like, there's no way around it, dude. Like, you are cucked. All Night says cheese pie lover. That I like that. That's very indirect. That's good. But we got to come up with something that's not necessarily cream, but they know what you mean when you say it. So let's work on that. But that's what his wife is for sure. Because it's the only thing that we know for sure. We can say anything. We don't know if she's a murderer. We don't know if we do know if she's a liar, but we don't know certain things about her. But the one thing we do know is that she let a lot of dudes nut inside of her. And on top of that, smoothie pie. I got to think about that. Pina colada pie. Pina colada pie. Okay, yeah, I like that one. We're going to keep working on it. I like pina colada pie, but because she liked to get a lot of that pina, definitely pina in her colada. But yeah, it's just a reality. That's the one thing we know for certain. And especially if you're in the limelight and you're a pina colada pie girl, it doesn't look good for you, Andrew Wilson. I mean, especially if you are an individual that has to, your whole shtick is that you're Christian and you're a moral guy. The whole world knows that Rachel is a pina colada girl. She's definitely a pina colada pie girl, and the whole world knows it. That's really bad for your image. But you know what was good for Millionaire Bachelor's image? When you showed the front of my fucking mansion. That was good for my image because the people were able to say, oh shit, he does own a mansion. And then the very next day, I just went to the one that was in New York, where I have giant murals of my face on the wall. You can't do that. If you put a giant mural of your face on anybody's wall in New York City, your ass is going to get arrested. You're going to get arrested. Millionaire Bachelor doesn't have those problems because I own real estate there. All right, let's go through some of these chats. Okay, so it's confirmed. We're going with pina colada pie. That's what Rachael Wilson, or whatever her fucking name is a pina colada pie girl. Definitely came in a lot of times. I can tell you what she doesn't believe in. She definitely doesn't believe in pulling out. Oh man, well, you got you a good one. I mean, well, I don't know. It depends on, what type of freaky stuff you guys are into. I'm just saying, from a character standpoint, anytime you have a bitch that's loud and likes to, talk and get into messy situations, that's not a bitch you want to deal with. A chick like that, we know her in the inner cities. We know her as a jump off, or we know her as, just the neighborhood chick. He wifed up the neighborhood chick. He's trying to put her on, pay off his fucking, what, 300, 200, maybe $150,000 house. You got fucking 5 kids running around. You got to worry about 3 different fucking baby daddies. You have to have some type of relationship with the baby daddies, I would assume. So that's just a whole lot of headache you did for some pussy. Fuck that shit. What bitch is, what chick is that special? I don't know any bitch that's that special. That I got to put up with fucking baby daddies, fucking kids from here and kids from there, all for a nut because you loved her. This motherfucker talking about love. Get the fuck out of here. What are you fucking a Disney movie? Bitch, this shit is about duty. What are you talking about? She must got some good pussy. You know what? Let me take that back. She must have some good pussy for Andrew Wilson, because he's the only person that stayed. And honestly, to tell you the truth, as time went on, it just kept getting progressively worse. And you accepted her. If you go back to the interview he had with me, he said, yeah, man, I loved her. I loved her. I love her. I love her. Okay, I understand you love her, but don't advertise yourself as this Christian that's just, that's spreading this holier than thou commentary when you're living a ghetto, deplorable, degenerate lifestyle with a blonde chick who has 2 chins. I mean, yeah, no. Mm-mm. All right, let's see what's next. Opponent, undead, chronic. Good observation, by the way. I totally forgot about it, and the topic itself is hilarious, and I wonder where did it come from exactly for his debate. Laugh my ass off. You got to let me know what you talk about, psychologist. Glenn versus Ben Thorp on Crucible tomorrow. Prompt is should there be domestic violence laws? What side are you on? Well, I went on some dude's show. So last night I went on some dude's show because I was trying to give Andrew some smoke, and because I knew Andrew was on the panel. And the dude, he stops the show and he's like, "Yo, listen, Millionaire, I know you got your beef, but tonight's the night." He said, "But tonight's not the night. That's a different topic." So I'm sitting there like, yo, what the fuck? Like, you could have got some like crazy fucking clips from this shit. Cause I was about to give him that work. I was about to come in there and give him some fucking work. But no, shout out to the person that said that. I don't feel any type of way, for the person that said that. Obviously, you might not want to be involved with it. It's okay. I mean, I get it. But it was just it was really funny when he how he said it, because I was in the back, because like when you do lives, you got to wait in the back and wait for them to admit you onto the panel. So one of my bachelors told me where he was going to be at, and I was like, all right, cool, I'm going to pull up. So I went inside the chat, and he was like, Millionaire Bachelor's here. I felt like the fucking super villain, but honestly, I'm not the fucking villain. I'm not the one that's wifing up these hoe bags. That's them. They're the villains, because they're telling these men to, hey man, it's okay. It's okay to wife up a whore. I'm not telling you that. It's never okay. It's never okay. She's going to ruin your life. And even in the brief moments that I've even seen Rachel, it's like, it's not a good, it's not good optics. Like I said, if I'm going to war, if I have a spat with somebody, the last thing I want is the chick that I'm dealing with to really insert herself in that drama. That's the last thing. So the one thing I know for sure is that the chick Rachel is not a lady, because a lady would never even put herself in that situation. A lady, a wife, would be put up somewhere. Not she would be too. She would be too much of a lady to really get involved with something that was so messy. So that tells me something. You can't control your bitch. Millionaire Bachelor doesn't have those fucking problems. You can't control your bitch, because while you're out there live streaming, your bitch is sitting up there online typing shit. I would have told, well, that never happened to me, but if it ever did, I would have told her, don't involve yourself in this shit. This is between me, blah, blah, blah. Why would you want, and especially if it's your wife and she has children with you, that should be the utmost priority to protect. So we already understand that the cum guzzling pina colada pie chick Rachael Wilson is just a thought and a jump off. Yo, shout out to Don Juan, Sarah the Raging Tomato on Sunday, Undid, Chronic versus Wilson. The biggest black pillar is debating and might win. It's too funny. UC is unhinged, by the way. Nice. I mean, to me personally, he lost the first debate, the one we had way back in the day. He lost that debate because he, even in the first debate we had, not the ones that you guys are aware of. We had a debate from like 8 months ago or some shit like that. He lost that debate because he didn't understand women. He didn't understand women, right? So fast forward, you have a debate with me claiming that you're an actual man, and your chick is wifing. You're wifing a chick that got 3 different fucking baby daddies. I don't understand. So to me, it's like you take a L because you can't understand why that doesn't make any sense. And then when I get off stream, because he took the L, when I got off stream, he tried to dox me. Like, yo, there was a part of me that said to myself, you know what? I am that great. I have to be that great. If you debate a motherfucker and he can't beat you with words, so he has to show the front of your mansions, I won that one. That's just me. Glenn is a dumb snake in the grass who kisses kisses Wilson's hand. I'm not too sure he is. Does that say champion feminist? What's up, bitch? Yeah. Shout out to you. I mean, we like women too, but it was a joke. Don't take it too fucking serious. Don't take yourself too seriously. Ben Thorp is a dumb person who's on camera beating his daughter and went to jail, smacked my head. Listen, here's the thing. I don't have any smoke with him because he didn't do anything wrong to me. You know what I mean? I don't have any smoke. I generally only have smoke with individuals that have done things wrong to me. And then it's time for some fucking smoke. But, I didn't even know about the guy Ben until my one of the bachelors, psychologist bachelors, brought it up to me that I should go on the live. Shout out to psychologist bachelor. He definitely looks out for me. But I don't really know him. I really honestly only talk to people that, I have beef with. I don't appreciate being called a bitch. I apologize, bitch. Yo, would you like to come on stream? You should come on stream. It was a joke. Don't get your panties in a bunch. Let me know if you want to come on stream. I've been looking to fucking talk to a feminist for like the longest. Literally, I've been trying to talk to a feminist. Like, this might be a sign from above. Let me know if you want to come on stream. But yeah, back to what I was saying, man. You just live a deplorable lifestyle. Like, you are a disgrace. You're a disgrace and a failure. You failed 3 times, and you guys are trying to push this moral holier than thou, and it's like, no. Like, that's not how that works. Like, it only works if you actually abided by what you are teaching. And the person might say, okay, hold on, I'm not a feminist. Oh, okay. Well, then the interview is not going to be that great. I need to, if you have opposite views of me, then it will be fucking awesome. If you came on a debate, that'd be pretty dope. I've been looking for a feminist, man. Shimmy, a feminist, says she's not a feminist. Make that make sense. I don't know, dude. Like, these are the type of people that come from, Andrew's platform. People that I don't know. It actually was some cool people that came over from his platform, like some, chill dudes, like, people like Cigars and stuff like that. I don't have anything against his fan base. I just have something against him, and that's it. Like, when you're at a high level, you have to use logic to really assess certain situations. And when you use logic, it's known as circumstantial evidence. So, like, the FBI or any major organization is going to have to compile something known as circumstantial evidence. It's when you put multiple things together. So when you start looking at Andrew Wilson's character from, looking at circumstantial evidence, like, number one, the first time that you guys tried to dox somebody on my page over a year ago came from the same Canadian group that doxed me today. That's kind of odd. Okay. Secondly, when you promised live on air that, we would have an interview from Alaska, so you made me go ahead and, change people's plans, my pilot, and all of that shit, only to say that you thought it was a joke. That's number two. So you don't even take your word seriously. I didn't even understand. Number three, I didn't even know that your wife had 3 baby daddies. I really didn't, until you pissed me off. So I figured that out. She has 3 different baby daddies. Your wife is a messy chick. She likes to get in the middle of in the middle of situations. I look at the character traits of an individual, and any woman that's supposed to be a mother should never even do that. You should be raising your fucking children. What are you doing in the chat room in a fucking messy online beef? Like, that's just crazy. So when you compile all of this together, for me, it paints a picture of an individual that's just low class. He's just an individual that's low class, that gets online and, claims to know how to debate. And really, honestly, in the last debate we had, he didn't really debate. What he did was, he took the ambiguous term of adoption, and he said, well, what if it was this situation about adoption? What if it was that situation about adoption? See, what people do that can't win an argument, they point to a minority or a minute situation within the overarching theme of abortion. You'll point to, one-off things that are maybe less than 1 or 2% of the of the adoption population. And you'll say, well, if it's right then, and it has to be right in every situation. And I kept telling them, I said, no, it's not right in your situation, because you had a sexual relationship with the woman and you accepted the fact that she had 3 other guys who nutted inside of her. You know what I mean? So if anybody who's using any semblance of logic, it's like, okay, he's using the liberal talking point. An example would be, somebody says, I don't know, somebody tries to like derail a conversation and just like say, well, because it happened in this instance, and that means it's the whole thing is correct. That's his arguing tactic. And it's like, okay, if you want to do that, that's pretty low level. And I just kept going back to the fact that he's a cuck. And then he reads a definition of cuck to me. He says, well, the definition of cuck is anybody who is unknowingly a stepfather, or unknowingly, Yeah, unknowingly a stepfather. Well, to me, it's worse to be knowingly a stepfather. You know what I mean? Okay, so I hear cigar smoking is just as bad as cigarettes. Thoughts? No, it's not. Cigar smoking, you got to understand the tobacco leaf from cigars actually come from the ground, and in 99% of the cases, there's no man-made. There's really no man-made substances within a cigar. Whereas though a cigarette, it has all types of chemicals, arsenic, all types of shit, rat poison. So a cigar is very, very, very different from a cigarette. A cigarette is a very disgusting thing. Oh, that's another thing I forgot. He smokes cigarettes. I would never put that type of poison inside of my body. A cigarette is like, you know that they have rat poison in these cigarettes. So I mean, this personally, I wouldn't do it. I would do a cigar because it just comes from tobacco leaf. I mean, if I grew tobacco leaf, I can just fucking pick it up from the ground, roll it up, and even the paste that they have is organic, and that can come from nature as well. So you're not really smoking chemicals. And also with cigars, you don't necessarily inhale cigars. You just it goes inside of your mouth. That's why you'll see that. I mean, mouth cancer is a real thing. Vapes are like 199% better than cigars. That's very easy to look up. Studies have been done in several countries. It's like 99% better than cigarettes. I mean, cigarettes is just really low level, man. You can refer to the studies in Sweden. Okay, so he's talking about that. Appreciate that. Bad. Don one, I meant e-cigs. But you're right, vapes are better than cigs. Shout out to Don Juan. MB has doctor told him to smoke. His doctor told him to smoke, Corey says. I mean, you just can't make this shit up. Like, if you really just start to just compile all of the things about this guy's character and compile all the things about his wife's character, it just doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? It doesn't make any sense. Cocaine from coca leaf, just because it's not. No, cocaine is a little bit different. Like, cocaine is actually made with chemicals. Like, they don't just take it from the tree and there you have cocaine. You actually have to take it to a lab and chemically and do things chemically to it. So that's not true. All right. Millionaire Bachelor Andrew Wilson does not smoke cigarettes. He chain smokes cigarettes. Oh, my bad. Bruv studies. You mean sniffers propaganda on smoking promotion? Come on, dude. You heard me? No real studies that you can look up to see, which is worse than the body, bruv. I don't know what you guys are arguing about. Cocaine has 17 chemicals added to the coca leaf. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, it's not just, cocaine is not just, hey, man, you just pick it up from the coca leaf, dry it out, and do that. No. Cocaine has a chemical process. So it's very different from, a tobacco leaf. A tobacco leaf is like, you can literally take a tobacco leaf, dry it out, create three different, because with the cigars, there's 3 different fillers. Like, you got your filler, you got your outside, your outside binder. So basically, it's just variation of how long the leaf has been dried for. You don't really add any, like, you damn sure don't add any chemicals to a cigar. Like, if you added chemicals to a cigar, then you would have a lot less people smoking it for sure. Okay. I mean, me for one, I wouldn't smoke anything that has chemicals in it. That's just me. That's why I don't do cigarettes, because it has chemicals in it. All right. What do we got next? Don, yeah, it has gasoline and a whole bunch of chemicals. The best to watch with Gordon Ramsay did a cocaine making session. Yes, he did watch. Yeah, Millionaire Bachelor knows a little bit of something. What the fuck? Of course, Ramsay would do that. Psychologists laugh out loud. All good. Shout out to everybody for coming. But yeah, I just wanted to come on and address the air. I mean, I think I've already done it. you know, I think I kind of already painted the picture that I needed to paint. You know, what I'll do next, and this will be my last time talking about the subject. To be honest, the only reason why I'm talking about it is so I can get as many clips out of it as possible, so I can, you know, spread my message. I mean, in reality, I don't give a fuck about them. They're like, you know, backwoods, poor people. Can you hear me now? Boo, boo. Hello, hello, hello. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me? Hear me, hear me, hear me, hear me, hear me. Okay. Yeah, my I think my whatchamacallit went down. My bad, guys. My Rode mic, I think it went out. But I'll just keep doing it off of okay, you guys can hear me now. But anyway, no, I was closing up anyway. So basically what I was saying was um I have one more final thing to do with the whole saga. The reason why I am even talking about the saga is because I want to have more clips. So, you know, people, you know, my word can spread and all of that good stuff. But outside of that, I don't really care about them. I mean, they're backwoods individuals who are poor. There's nothing wrong with being poor, but there's something wrong with being poor and talking to somebody that is not poor as if you don't know your place in life. So I'm going to dedicate some resources to doing something very extremely childish and extremely humiliating for both Andrew Wilson and Rachel Wilson. Definitely stay tuned for that one. Talk soon.